Hello, my name is Duane Covrig and I teach at Andrews University. And I'd like to invite you to participate in a special course this summer on ethical leadership. This course is designed for busy working adults and it looks at what is ethical leadership. How can you develop it in yourself and in others? How do you cure toxic leadership? This is especially evident when people get self-righteous in their moral leadership. How do you guide ethical choices in diverse contexts? How do you detect evil leadership and help prevent it from damaging communities and organizations and nations? And how do you improve the moral health of your team? These are some of the things we'll take up in the course, and we have a lot of examples from history. And we even have examples now. The political parties are debating who's bad and who's good. And we'll look at some of the complex aspects of determining what makes a good moral leader. And that course will occur somewhere around May 14th, 15th is when the first post is due, and we'll go towards the first week of August. So hopefully you can join us. And I'd like to give you a little bit of teaser on this. One of the people we take up is Moses and his moral leadership in one of our little sessions, and it's fascinating to look at him as well known throughout the world as an expert leader, leading people of Israel out of bondage in Egypt. One of the interesting aspects of it, though, is his first time of trying that didn't work too well. It says in Exodus 2, one day after Moses had grown up, and this is probably in his 30s or 40s by now. We're talking about advanced training, doctoral training, physical training, skill development, organizational development, to military development, all this. One day after Moses had grown up, he went out to where his own people, Israelites, were, and watched them at their hard labor. He had a sympathetic heart and a heart of justice. He saw an Egyptian beating a Hebrew, one of his own people, looking this way, that, and seeing no one, he killed the Egyptian, hid him in the sand. The next day, when he went out and saw two Hebrews fighting, he asked the one in the wrong, "Why are you hitting your fellow Hebrew?" The man said, "Who made you ruler and judge over us? Are you thinking of killing me as you killed the Egyptian?" Then Moses was afraid and thought, "What I did has become known." When Pharaoh heard of this, he tried to kill Moses, but Moses fled from Pharaoh and went to live in Midian, where he sat down by a well. What went wrong? What went wrong in this story? It's obvious that Moses is willing to tell it now. You know, a lot of times when people write their own biographies, they leave out the bad stuff. But here he is, a murderer and a self-righteous moral leader at that. What went wrong? What was his thinking? What needed to change in it? And we fast forward 40 years, we get a little glimpse of what may have transpired between the first attempt at delivering and the second attempt. He's delivered people out of Egypt. It wasn't pleasant. A lot of blood, lot of crisis, the plagues and everything. And he's come to have respect among the people. It says, on the next day, Moses took his seat as judge of the people, and they stood around him from morning till evening, seeking his advice this time. What a contrast between the first episode and this episode. And you ask yourself, what did the 40 years of experience make a difference in Moses' life? What did he come to see and experience? Working with the sheep, being married, having children, having in-laws. All these were moments for him to develop social relationships that deepen his understanding of moral leadership. We get a glimpse of what probably was the key factor in Exodus 18. It says, when his father-in-law saw all Moses was doing, he said, "Hey, what you're doing is not good." And instead of killing his father-in-law, instead of being engaged in self-righteous behavior, he listened. It says Moses listened to his father-in-law and did what he suggested. And so this listening becomes a key issue and moral development in this course. I have you listen to your moral history. I have you write a little moral history about key values that have come through, key moral outrages, key moral failures in your own life, key victories. And we weave those together to understand you as a moral leader. And then we also read some excellent stuff. I have an excellent scientific article on beastly leadership and how it manifests itself in government relationships. And I even have a section for you to listen to others. Posting. We have postings throughout, and you get to see others' ideas and engage in others' ideas and disagree with them in an agreeable way. Even have opportunities for you to engage in a moral mentoring process. So I hope you'll join us this summer. It'll be online, so you can take it in your pajamas or on a road trip. You can take it for 1 credit, 2 credits, or 3 credits. I allow that flexibility so people can even slip out of the course for 2 weeks if you take it for 1 credit. I encourage people to at least take it for 2 to get a more robust experience, but it's always optional to you. If you are a graduate student at Andrews University, you can take this class just by signing up on Registration Central and go to the leadership department, and it's LEAD645. If you're not an AU graduate student, but you would like to take the course, please email us at leader@andrews.edu. So I want to thank you for listening to this short introduction. I hope you got some interest in it, and give us an email, and we will try to connect you to the course. Thank you.